Hello everybody, I'm Technovoid, your host and proud owner of a sore throat, and with me is your favorite Pokemon analyst, Hamster Wings. Hamster Wings, please take over. My throat hurts so much right now.
Yeah, I don't have a sore throat, but I do have an air fryer.
That is awesome. Air fryers are pretty cool. I hear that if you own one, you can fry things in the air.
Something like that.
Did you know that? Do you
Yeah,
know
I did.
you know the physics behind how an air fryer works, right? Is it
Yeah.
it catapults shit into the air and then blasts it with a flamethrower while it's
That's
breaded?
definitely what it does.
That is that's
my
why
house is on fire.
Yeah, you should get out. We should do this recording later.
Nah, it's fine.
Okay, alright, well speaking of things that are fine, we have Derpy Jacob versus Juice here with our friend ball match. Someone's gotta pick up the slack of talking about these, so let's go. Shade intended, but also not meant. Love you, Diggory.
So starting off here, let's look at Derpy's team. We got this is the first time it's shown up,
Yes.
but as you can see,
Which is weird, I swear to god it showed up some point this season, but apparently not.
Me too.
Everyone,
Me too.
there's this Mandela effect of Derpy showing up in a recap, but it hasn't happened.
Yeah. So, funnily enough, this is like the worst Rillaboom matchup I've ever seen. There's just 4 resists and an immunity chilling on the other side.
That's true. Who's the immunity though? Oh, Sap Sipper.
Stantler, yeah.
Yeah. Wait,
but
the entire team
yeah.
resists it besides fucking Finny.
Yeah, and as you can see, eventually Finny's gonna become an immunity.
Right. Yeah, and Stantler will stop becoming an immunity, but that's okay. He gives one up for the team.
Yeah. Whimsicott here, I think it's fine. You know, there's not. I guess Juice is one of the players that's kind of lacking in speed control compared to everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
Not that it's done him any disservice.
Yeah, I mean, he does have Drifblim.
Yep.
And he is here.
I mean, it's a lot more unreliable than a Whimsicott, of course.
Of course. I mean, there's a difference of like 2 tiers between the two.
Yep, and we got the classic banded Hisuian Arcanine that just wants to click buttons.
It does click buttons, and it does it pretty well.
You know how I feel about clicking buttons? I love
do
it.
know. It's better than it's, you know, of the rock types that should be B tier, arguably one of the better ones. That includes Iron Boulder.
Yeah, it does. We got a Klotzer. Klotzer hits hard. That's what he does. That's his
Weirdly,
thing.
I feel like it has a bad matchup here. I feel like it actually does not hit that many things super well here, but like weirdly
Yeah,
enough in this
I
match,
kind of agree.
Yeah, it goes hard in this match. Spoiler alert. I should. Why do you're always supposed to say spoiler alert before the spoiler, but nobody ever does, which is a weird thing. But basically, this thing hits Entei, and that's about it. So I'm confused why it pops off.
Yeah, and then we got the funny flyer guy that I forgot the name of somehow.
Archeops. It's a bad Pokemon.
Yeah, Archeops. it's not good, but I like it.
Yeah,
and we got Berserker.
I like it too. Yeah, Berserker's sort of in this weird spot where it's a bad Pokemon, but it has some niche use that Derpy has been able to sort of take advantage of just because he's
Yeah,
missing
honestly,
it all the places in his team.
I never thought Berserker would be as good as it has been on Derpy's team.
Yeah, like I mean, it's been
I truly expect this Pokemon to come out, click fake out once and die.
right. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, but Archeop's definitely the sort of the weak slot, but that's fine. I mean, if it shoots a meteor beam, that's cool.
Yep. Looking over at Juice's side, we've got that Tapu Fini. A lot of the team has a nightmares dealing with this if it, for some reason, obtained a grass immunity.
That'd be rough for it. That'd be pretty rough.
Yeah. We got Raging Bolt, current MVP of the whole season.
I think it's definitely staying that way too.
It would appear that Juice just really has a habit of pouring all of his kills into one Pokemon.
Mm-hmm. The thing is, the other Pokemon on his team, like, don't even have that few kills.
I know.
Juice just cracked with the Executioner bullshit.
Yeah. Meowscarada looks, it doesn't hit anything super hard besides Klotzer.
Meowscarada is a good Pokemon for sure. That being said, I will say I am kind of surprised to see it have perfect brain rate. this season.
Yeah.
Like
I can agree with that.
it has come to 8 out of 8 matches, and like it is definitely a very useful B tier. But I like honestly, you know, maybe it should be A. Who knows? But I'm surprised because I feel like it doesn't have a great matchup into a lot of teams, and yet it just so consistently here, and it so consistently like does at least one thing.
Yeah, I think it is. It's an extraordinary Pokemon, but I don't know if it should
Yeah.
be A or B.
Yeah.
Entei's a B tier. Entei goes pretty hard into this game,
True. Yeah, it hits a lot of stuff.
just
pretty
type
well.
wise.
Yeah, it also, I mean, I feel like it is rough. It feels like it goes both ways, right? Like there are several things that threaten it a lot, like obviously the Arcanine and the Clawitzer, but it also threatens so much of Derpy's team.
Yeah, Entei's a pretty double-edged sword in this game.
Yeah.
Drifblim, we got the speed control. That's him. He's the boy. He's also gonna do the random stuff. Like, if there's anyone not clicking attacking moves on the team, it's the last two here.
Stantler.
Yeah. And then we got Stantler, which has Sap Sipper, and that's important.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh yeah, this match was played on April Fools, so all of Derpy's names are in reference to the April Fool's sprites.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Juice is like quoting the Bible.
Yeah, something. And Cat in the Hat in the Cat, my favorite Bible quote.
Yeah. That's exactly what I was talking about.
So yeah, Derpy leading off here with like a very sort of like reliable lead of Tailwind and an attacker that's not that fast but goes in hard.
Yep. And immediately is reversed. But then we're gonna reverse it, reverse the reverse, you know?
Yeah, does Juice switch out on the Encore here? No, he doesn't. Or like, he couldn't. He couldn't. That was before the thing, right?
Yeah, and then Stantler's gonna hit the one more again.
Yeah, Stantler's gonna be like, actually, we're Encore. So, yeah, let's do one more again.
Yeah, good switch into Entei there.
Mm-hmm.
Gougy or fire.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
It's less gougy.
It's not as gougy.
Yeah.
Gougy.
Finny comes right back in. I'm not sure why Fake Out was clicked. Probably just a misclick, I'm assuming.
Yeah, probably, yeah. But yeah, I think, yeah, switching out the Finny there is really good, because obviously Juice sees, like, he needs that for later with the Sap Sipper, and so sort of just, you know, preserving that.
And Stantler comes in to be an immunity.
There you go. And the Sacred
Nice and
Fire.
beautiful. This is crazy to me, because without the berry, that wouldn't have even killed.
Yeah, he would have lived. Actually insane bulk, what the fuck? So yeah, this is actually like a really scary place for Finny to be right now. Like both of these things hit it pretty well, but you know, there's the skill swap.
Yeah, but now it drinks grass for breakfast.
Yeah, and like what's Berserker gonna do? Kill it with an Iron Head? Like, I mean, Tough Claws is nice, but you know.
Tough Claws or Steely Spirit, I'm not sure which one it has. It's Steely Spirit, actually. I see it in the debug menu.
Oh, there you go.
Out comes Drifblim also, which is going to do something silly, probably. I feel like it usually does something silly. Archeops is out here as well.
Rillaboom coming straight back. Why?
The grassy terrain. I don't know.
I guess. It goes for the focus energy.
Yeah, and we see that Drifblim is in fact doing something silly.
So yeah, this grassy terrain is really bad for Derpy's side, I feel like, because...
Yeah, given the fake out on the Finny only doing like 11, I think it just straight up heals off this turn.
Yeah, and yeah,
doing a good chunk to Raging Bolt, but I don't think you can do much else to Raging Bolt now that it's here.
Yeah, no, I mean this Finny just you can't hit it with Rillaboom. Like, I mean, I guess it would have killed there, but shit, this thing is such a good support right now.
Yeah, and now Derpy, having seen the heal pulse, realizes, uh-oh, I need to double that.
Yeah.
Which is a problem, because that'll let Finny just set up more. Plus, in a situation like this, just double the protect.
Yeah, it's rough.
And gives Finny a free heal. Not enough to knock it into defeatist range, though.
Yeah, I feel like at that point, obviously hindsight's 2020, but like killing the Finny when it's that low before, because you already know it has Draining Kiss, so it's like, just getting that thing off the field while you still can.
Yeah, and yeah, you just gotta have the damage to deal with the Raging Bolt. This
Yeah.
thing is very defensive, and the Paradox Beasts should not have been made.
No, they shouldn't have. Yeah, I'm trying to think about it. It's like, because regardless of the protect there, say Raging Bolt thunderclapped the Archeops. Archeops is dead, which is unfortunate. I still think, given what was the Finny at, like 14%? I think high horsepower still does enough to the Finny to kill it, even if it's the only one attacking.
It depends on the spread, but yeah.
Maybe. So, I mean, I feel like we saw earlier this match, but regardless, it's always easier to say after the fact. I mean, there's so many times after the fact with my own matches, like, should have just done this. It's like, yeah, no shit, idiot.
Mr. Fake Out comes out
God,
again.
Does nothing. No damage there.
Yep, no kinds of damage.
At least the grassy terrain is down now. But it doesn't really matter. This thing is boosted. This thing has leftovers. It has Draining Kiss. It's staying.
Opting not to go for Fake Out there was a good play also.
I think so. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Unfortunate skull.
Why did that do more than the Sacred Fire?
Boost 1.5x.
Unfortunately, he's dead.
Yeah, no. That would have been a really cool swords dance, but alas.
Yeah. And I guess Klotzer kind of comes in at the perfect time here to just kind of... Okay, I don't know why you Moonblasted that when you encored it into Protect, but I guess probably predicting a switch. Fair enough. But no, clearly if there's anything we learned this season, it's that you just stay in when you get encore.
Hey, what the fuck? How many Protects in a row is that?
That was only 2.
That was only 2? Okay.
But still, a double Protect is pretty rare. Rillaboom comes back out once again. And Raging Bolt finally bites Zadusto.
Wow, that was cringe.
Yeah. What do you mean?
I don't know.
You know the thing.
I don't.
It doesn't matter.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Waterfall's doing nothing. What the fuck is the Standler spread that it takes so little?
I mean, I have to assume it's fully just defensive.
Yeah. I guess I'm just surprised, because, like, neither of these Pokemon hits Finny.
You know, I don't see debug boosted by Mega Launcher on the text.
Wait, what the fuck? It's required to have Mega Launcher. It's only ability.
Is that its only ability?
Yeah.
Okay, then I guess it has it.
Possible abilities, Mega Launcher.
Yeah.
Not me going back checking the thing we got.
I guess they just don't debug that one, even though they debug literally everything. So yeah, Klotzer's kind of going off now. It just as it picks up, just like kill after kill after kill, but as we can all clearly see, it cannot defeat the Finny.
No, the Finny is here to stay. Finny has been here for like 15 turns. That grass immunity is all it needed.
Yep.
How do you feel about the switch?
I don't know.
Okay. We do see the double protect here just to get rid of the Trick Room.
Yeah, to get rid of the Trick Room. So I think I guess hindsight, it's smart because now you have Meowscarada in as soon as the Trick Room ends. The double protect there made a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm. Still going first, even through Tailwind.
No, Rillaboom just switched in.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm stupid.
But, yeah, Meowscarada's... It's sat at 1 HP for the entire game to come out here. And, you know what? It got some meaningful damage off. But the problem stays the same, and the problem is that Finny cannot be killed.
Yeah. I respect Klotzer, and yeah, I checked, and that is a Mega Launcher Klotzer. It's just not saying anything.
Mm-hmm.
Bro's burned.
Takes nothing from the Sacred Fire. Gonna pick up a nice little kill.
Bye!
Yeah.
Mega
But
Launcher needs to buff more moves. It buffs like 4 moves and 2 of them are useful.
It buffs Heal Pulse.
Yeah, it buffs Heal Pulse, Dark Pulse, Aura Sphere, Water Pulse, and that's about it. It also boosts Origin Pulse, but...
Dragon Pulse.
Dragon Pulse, sure, yeah. It boosts Origin Pulse, but, you know, doesn't get anything. Boy. So that was a match. Yeah.
It's cool to, like, whittle away the differential, even if it doesn't matter in Friend Ball, but at the end of the day, I think Derpy realized that Finny was unkillable, so just kill everything else.
Yeah, without any electric damage on the team, it is rough. Not seeing Zapdos here in hindsight. Kinda sag. I get it, but yeah.
Yeah, I get it too.
Yeah. Alright, cool. Let's go on into the next one. We've got Burnt versus Hoser.
Yeah. So, I think this was an important game for playoffs placement.
Oh, yes. This match, if Hoser got enough differential, basically guaranteed Hoser's spot in playoffs. So I think no matter how Whiskey v whoever Whiskey's playing goes, I don't believe Whiskey can make it.
Whiskey versus Crow.
Yeah. I think even on a 6-0, Whiskey does not secure third place. I think the only match at this point that hasn't happened yet that can affect playoffs placement is Math versus Burnt. Or no, that just happened. Math versus Okurari. I think if Math does well enough, Burnt gets first and Okurari gets second. But I think it's pretty unlikely for that to change at this point, given the standings, but we'll see. Either way, by the time this video is out, it's happened.
Yeah, for sure.
Unless...
So, moving on to this match here, we've got kind of the classic from Burnt. We see the Shaman, we see the Zero Aura. Zero's coming to a lot of games.
No Moth. No Moth. Why is that?
Yeah, no Iron Moth is interesting, especially with something like King Gambit on the other side of the field.
In Burnt's defense, not necessarily expecting to see King Gambit, given how little it's come.
Yeah, that's fair, but it is a very scary Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
I also
that
feel
being
like
said, surprised to not see it against the Ninetales, which comes all the time.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, it hard chokes against Landorus. It dies to Venusaur.
Mm-hmm.
So there are reasons to not bring it.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Kaparaja kind of a very early season killer, and then I feel like during the middle of the season it sort of took a break, kind of stopped coming. But you know, Burnt seeing that Alolan Ninetales, and he's like, Kaparaja, it's time for your grand return.
Yeah, not only Raj, it's just kind of a good Pokemon here.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's hitting Cleavor, obviously. Honestly, I think it can even hit King Gambit.
Yeah.
So that's nice. And then to Dunsparce, which is a weird pick.
Yeah, Dunsparce,
What's he doing here?
hasn't seen a ton of play this season.
What's he doing
Or
here?
last season. What is he doing here?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Like, what's his game plan?
I don't know. I
Right.
mean, he doesn't resist anything. He's a normal type.
Right, yeah, that's true. Yeah, on Hoser's side, a lot of these picks feel pretty standard, with the exception of the King Gambit, which we haven't seen much. Obviously, Lando, I mean, pretty solid pick. Burnt, I don't think has any ice types to really deal with that too well. Mega Venusaur, always a solid pick. I stand by Mega Venusaur being one of the best Pokemon in our draft league, just based on history. A9 doing A9 things, Cleavor doing Cleavor things, and the Gothorita, which has been a favorite of Hoser's for quite some time. Really enjoys the disruption that thing is capable of. But the King Gambit, obviously we haven't seen it that much. What on Burnt's side do you think it's dealing with really well?
I think there's a lot of, like, fast frail on Burnt's side.
Mm-hmm.
Like, at least, maybe not a ton, but something like Shaman can put a serious dent in Hoser's team.
Uh-huh.
And something like Iron Moth can too, that will just go down to
To
King
us.
Gambit's overwhelmingly strong priority.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, yeah. Because you look at Burnside and you look at like his kill leader Mega Heracross, and you're like, oh well, obviously King Gambit doesn't want to deal with that because it can't kill it in one, and it definitely dies in one. But yeah, it's a good point that other than the Heracross, it does offer some nice KO potential.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, let's get into it. I'm dying over here.
This is Mega Palmot, apparently.
Oh shit. I don't think it was running the Mega Stone. I think Burns actually DQ'd here.
Oh.
Also, it started pre-Mega'd.
We see the Adrenaline Orb pop, which is an interesting item to have on a Zera Aura that is not special. But okay, he's dead.
He's dead.
He's gone.
He's gone. Bye-bye. Not sure what the Zera's purpose there was. I mean, getting the knockoff is definitely nice.
Kaparaja just being, a legend.
Yeah, the classic.
All that to get up his +1 Stealth Rocks.
His +1?
Yeah, he's +1 Stealth Rocks.
Oh yeah, true.
The Floral Healing comes out. I'm not
It's not
sure
gonna matter, yeah.
about that,
Yeah.
but I guess Landers does lose its, Choice Band.
Yeah. Yeah, obviously losing the Eviolite and the Choice Band are pretty big here.
Mhm.
Give me your legs. There's a Blizzard.
The
Misses.
Blizzard comes out. Very surprising. Takes out the Landers.
Yeah, that's definitely something I feel like Hoser could not have prepped for. Is fucking Blizzard
to Dunsparce.
Yeah, that's a wild bring. I mean, you love to see it against like a team with A9, but like that's still kind of crazy to see. And Flamethrower, dude, the Dunsparce is going crazy.
Yeah, the special Dunsparce that does no damage because it's a Dunsparce.
But hey, it's got that 20% chance to burn on Flamethrower and 20% chance to freeze on the other thing.
Yeah, also setting up the Tailwind on the last turn of Trick Room, the
Very
classic.
Smart, very smart. Yeah, and like the earlier, that Snatch sort of setting up the TR there. Very smart. I don't think the Snatch was anticipated, but just worked out really well.
Heracross takes the dual wing beat
Bye.
and just dies.
Bye! The Dunsparce the GOAT.
And it would see that doubling secondary chance, Covert Cloak prevents secondary. There's so many mind games going on.
Oh my god. So funny.
Alright. Dunsparce gets healed back to full, nearly.
Hold on, I need to check something. Who had the covert?
Ninetales.
Ninetales? See, it will show you in the debug that it has a covert cloak, but it won't show you if you scroll over it that it has a covert cloak. So
well, yeah, because it hasn't been revealed in game.
I know, and yet
that's not in game.
I know, but still, I guess something to note, pay attention to your debugs. I've never really thought to bother, and yet here we go.
The debugs don't show up mid-game.
Oh, they don't?
No, they're only in replays.
Okay. Alright, never mind. I thought they showed up in game. I was gonna be like, yo, that's fucking insane.
Shoots off a little flamethrower on that boy B-tier bug gang.
It's down to the clean-up crew. Last turn of Tailwind.
Yeah, the future sight also goes into the left slot, and there's nothing there, so it fails. It doesn't quite get off the air slash on the Venusaur. Big miss.
Yeah. That's pretty
And
huge.
Dunsparce is like, don't worry, Shaman, I got you. I'll flinch him after he's already moved.
Wait, that's not how it works.
Switches up to King Gambit here. Gets a boost from the 3 who have fallen.
Yeah, not a good play there because, like, Kleavor's in Rock's range. Kleavor's dead next time he comes in.
Yep.
So you could have just, if you were running Supreme Overlord, you could have just had more boosts.
Yeah.
You could have had enough boosts to kill this thing.
Yeah, I think it was the play to sack Kleavor earlier rather than later.
Yeah, because Kleavor doesn't do anything there.
As Shaman's going to go down to one more Sucker Punch, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, without the switch, I think it's possible Hoser could have won there, because I feel like with the extra 2, obviously it would have been a 2v1 on that last turn. But with the 5 fallen, the Sucker Punch kills the Shaman. Did Shaman have Protect? Shaman might have had Protect, at which point, obviously.
I mean, it would have gone for it there if it had it.
Yeah. So that's possible. So obviously with the with 2 things on the enemy side, it's a little bit easier to Sucker Punch.
I honestly don't even know if 5 Fallen would have boosted it enough to kill Shaman.
I mean, it would have been 20% more, and it did like a bunch. 83.9. I feel like 20% more.
It's not 20% more, though.
It's not? I thought it was 10% for each guy that's dead.
That's how much the multiplier increases by, but 1.5 isn't 20% higher than 1.3.
Oh, sure. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, maybe not. And honestly, to that point, I think I'm full of shit, because, yeah, if it was a 1v2... Although, if it's a 1v2, Burnt still probably wants to double in, because if he protects the wrong thing, he's just turned it into a 50-50 at that point.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's tough to say. I mean, either way, it went the way it went. Second Cleaver, probably not the best idea, because it's just basically, it's kind of shitty stall at that point.
Mm-hmm.
But alas, pretty good game overall. And then finally, we've got Ned versus Techno Void. I don't know. I guess I could talk. Going to this team, I was really annoyed in Calcs at seeing how bulky's Ned team actually was. I had not really thought about it for most of the season, but then going into the preps for this game, I was like, wow, none of these things die.
Yep.
Like, they all survive. Like, the hands, it's like, okay, well, you can hit that with a special attack. No, that shit's always running AV. Sinistra never dies. Skeledirge never dies. I kind of ran into the issue again with Defiant, where I'm thinking, okay, I think Ned can take very good advantage of a Mirror Herb. I was told in chat after the fact, well, you should have just Mirror Herb the Mirror Herb. And I did check into that to see if that worked before running Mirror Herb on my Annihilate, and no, that does not work. You cannot Mirror Herb a Mirror Herb boost. So I figured I would just run Inner Focus instead, just to prevent like an Iron Hands. Well, obviously Iron Hands needs the AV, but this, I guess, specifically Gyarados from Mirror Herbing and just being at +2, which is very scary for me. Because it can hit Annihilate. I don't. No, it has Temper Flare too. So yeah, it has a lot of good coverage against my team. The Skeledirge, I was kind of expecting to see the Metagross. I'm not sure instead of what. I think it was between Metagross and Skeledirge. Honestly, would have preferred to see the Metagross to the Skeledirge, but alas. Going into this, I really wanted to lead a Tailwind team, obviously. I figured the, Persian, obviously going to have Fake Out, so I need to be wary of that. And then the Enamorus, I kind of just was like, well, either it will die, or it will kill me.
Yeah, it's one of those.
It was like, I mean, when it came to the Enamorus, my prep was genuinely just like, I can kill this thing, but, we'll see what happens. Inteleon into this team I actually think is very, very nice. Choice set works really well here, because between Ice Beam, Hydro Pump, and Dark Pulse, it actually hits like the majority of Ned's team for super effective damage, which is really, really nice.
I do love Inteleon with specs.
Yeah, honestly, I'm not a huge fan of a lot of starters in general. This season, and not even this season, Inteleon I was sort of appreciating a little bit when you used it. But between Inteleon and Emboar, starters actually kind of goated.
Yeah. You happen to have 2 starters that just click buttons.
They just click buttons. I do like Pokemon that just click buttons. We were talking about this, how Chi-Yu is the gateway drug into hyper offense, because I used it last season. I'm like, ooh, I like hyper offense. And then Peanut this season using Chi-Yu, he's like, ooh, maybe hyper offense. So it's like, yeah, if you want to get, hey, Kotard, you for example, or anyone else who wants to get into hyper offense, draft Chi-Yu next season. A new world will open your eyes.
Yeah, when you click overheat and their resist goes from full to 0, you're like, oh.
You're like, wait,
Oh.
I win the game by reducing the enemy's HP to 0. This is great. I love this. So that's sort of my prep into Ned's team. Looking at Ned, what would you say their prep is looking like?
Honestly, I feel like I've seen so few things from Enamorous that I remember from this season.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of interesting to see it here. I know, like, it's probably pretty important into Annihilate.
Yeah, it hits Annihilate pretty well.
Honestly, even Sableye, I think it's important for.
Yeah.
Sableye being kind of the menace it has been with its new buffs.
Yeah, the Reflect Light Screen is very, very nice, and honestly, like, there's like literally no reason not to run this thing full bulk. Ever. So between that, even at full bulk light screen, I'm pretty sure Enamorous can one-shot with Moonblast.
Wouldn't be terribly surprising.
Yeah, I don't remember the exact calc. I remember doing it and being like, fuck, I need to run Roselli Berry on this thing. Sinistra, obviously being Sinistra, doesn't actually hit that many things here. Obviously works well into Annihilate, but otherwise...
Yeah, it doesn't hit a ton, but its sustain is just not ignorable.
Yeah, yep.
Not to mention, I feel like if there was a time to run Rage Powder on it, it would probably be this week.
That thing learns a Rage Powder too? Damn.
Yeah,
I didn't even know.
It does.
I mean, it makes sense. Powders. If anything should have gotten Powder, it should have been this thing. It's literally Matcha Powder. I want Powder to be a move that more Pokemon get because it's such a funny fucking move.
Yeah, it does in fact learn Rage Powder.
That's hilarious and really terrifying given how bulky that thing is.
Mm-hmm.
I hate that. We have not seen that. That's crazy. It makes sense. Ned's always using it as a Calm Mind Sweeper. But that's crazy. Yo, imagine Powder into Emboar. Emboar's like Flare Blitz. It's like, nah.
Yeah, Emboar has exploded.
If you don't know what Powder does, if you're hearing me talk about this move and you're confused, please go look up Powder. It's the funniest move in Pokemon. It's so good.
If you use a fire move, you explode.
Yeah. You just die. It's great.
Except you don't. You take like 25%. It's really lame.
Well, it's funny.
It's hilarious, but it's lame.
It's good. No, don't even worry about it. It's great. I've used Powder. Yeah, okay, so anything else? The hand's obviously really good here. This isn't really related to this match, but I was thinking about this. Whimsicott has been such a... I think Whimsicott is the only Pokemon that has 100% draft rate across 7 seasons.
Is it?
Yes. I believe so.
Kind of makes sense.
Now, this is probably because most of the time it has been B tier, but now that it's A tier, I'm curious. Between Tornadus and Whimsicott, I feel like they're like... It's just surprising to me that Tornadus has had, I feel like, a lot less pick rate than Whimsicott, and most of the time it's been a tier lower, but I'm just curious how you feel about those two, because I feel like they fill a very similar niche, but I honestly think that, other than, like, Encore, Torn does more.
I guess this is a big tangent now, but in VGC, Whimsicott came out recently, and basically no one's used it. It's all Torn.
Okay, well, in fairness, they have Bleak Windstorm, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that
is a big selling point.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm just surprised. I wonder now that Whimsicott's A tier, I wonder if we'll be seeing less Whimsicott for Torn, just because I feel like Torn is overall a better pick. But we'll see. Yeah.
It is, but at the same time, there's only one Whimsicott, or there's only one Torn. I mean, there's two Torns.
There's two Torns.
But there's only one Torn.
Yeah, I get you. Hey, there's also only one Whimsicott.
Yeah, but
Whimsicott goes before Torn most of the time, though.
Yeah.
Anyways, tangent aside, let's get into this match. Seeing this lead, I am scared to see the Iron Hands on lead. That's something I was really hoping to not see. That being said, was expecting that, so I just go ahead and switch out. I am running Covert Cloak, but I don't want to deal with that at all. And it goes for Snatch.
I love every nickname in this match. All of them were so good. Yeah. Also, goodbye.
Yep. Even through Fur Coat, that bro's dead. Train Punch, just barely living.
Gets the -1 defense, does not care. I am Embor.
Yep. So immediately getting that burn off. I needed that as soon as possible. This Moonblast just doing so much.
Such an unbelievable amount of damage.
Yeah, I mean, that thing is max HP, max special defense, and special defense boosting nature, and I'm just like, well, shit, okay.
Yeah.
Like, I expected that to happen. I expected that to go in there, and I was like, okay, we can live, like, you know, one of these and then get the boost, but no.
Sablin requiring a double there because of its berry and light screen is pretty crazy.
Yep.
However, it does allow the steel bean in for free, which is always scary.
Yep. And at this point, I was thinking, okay, like, I do want to get rid of that Enamorus because really my answer to Enamorus is gone for the most part besides this thing. Good switch there. Electroshot, honestly, still worthwhile, clicking over Dark Pulse.
Yeah, and just, ugh. I hate that. I hate Archaludon.
Yeah. Voted for Bastion. Screw Corviknight Bros. It's Archaludon all the way, baby. Last week didn't count. That was a crit through a reflect. I don't want to hear it. Honestly, should have just kept going for Electro Shot here.
Yeah, but Skeletor showing off how useful Unaware is.
Yeah, for real.
Like, we talked about Archaludon taking that hit, but look at that guy.
Yeah, he is one fat fuck, I'll tell you what.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so going for the Electro Shot. At this point, I honestly forgot because I'm so used to using Meteor Beam. I've been like, okay, I get one use, and then it's like, no, Rain's up. I can use this move for like several more turns. That's crazy. I can just boost my special attack. That's hilarious.
I can just keep clicking.
That being said, Torn being down, I think crucial misplay on my part.
Whoa!
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
And honestly, Archaludon at +3 now, doing a ridiculous amount of damage. Close Combat doing also a ridiculous amount of damage, but in the other direction.
Yeah, the special defense debuffs is very unfortunate at this point. Yeah, I think I don't remember what the targeting on that was, but this is really good for Ned at this point because I don't have a way to get Tailwind back up, which I need.
Plus the rain is gone and Gyarados has been preserved.
Yep. That's pretty huge. So at this point, I know Archaludon's going down. What can you do?
Yeah, we see no Intimidate on Gyarados, which means it is Moxie.
It is Moxie. Yeah, at this point, I am very worried. I feel like that's worth explaining, that switch out. Because the Hydro Pump actually did kill Enamorus, I'm pretty sure. I believe it was over 100% if it hit. But I was choice locked, and I was like looking at the remaining Pokemon, and it's like I cannot kill Gyarados fast enough. And between the 3 left over, Embor can kill either Skeledirge or Gyarados with the head smash. So no matter what goes into that slot, it's safe. And then Inteleon can come back in afterwards and basically choose between Ice Beam and Hydro Pump based on whether Skeledirge or Gyarados is dead. Because both Ice Beam and Hydro Pump both outspeed and both kill the Enamorus, so I needed to know which of those two was down.
That is the plan.
Yeah, before Embor gets his move off. So it goes into Skeledirge. I'm like, okay, that's fine. The perfectly good sack. That just means I need to. Oh no, okay, can't go for Ice Beam. Can't go for Ice Beam.
Yeah.
But I'm like, no, it's fine. Just need to do it again. Because I can still kill here with the Ice Beam, and it can still just Rock Head, and then I can kill the other. No, okay, all right, that's fine. Next turn, I still have it. I can just Ice Beam the Gyarados, and it should die, and then I can Rock Head again, or it doesn't die. But I'm still faster. But I miss
again.
So that was pretty rough.
Yeah. Sorry, you hit 2 Hydro Pumps. You will not be hitting any more moves.
Yeah, you're done. Exactly. Yeah, so at this point, yeah, I can bring it down to a 1-0 pretty easily. At this point, it comes down to getting a freeze.
Yeah.
If I get a freeze.
But you hit 2 hydro pumps. So.
Yeah, I did hit 2 hydro pumps, so it's actually all Jover for me. Yep. Yep. Come on. Give me that freeze. Give me that freeze, baby. Give it to me. Give me that freeze. That was a crit. Let's go. Also freeze. No. Okay. Well, game's over. Thank you. I think great match. I think the sack of Annihilate there was like really important because Annihilate can't outspeed an Amorous and it dies. So that was just a dead slot at that point. That was a misplay earlier in the game. But at that point, basically getting out of my choice lock and being able to re-choose my choice lock once I knew what left slot was dead, that was pretty crucial. Ended up not mattering, but I think it's a good match regardless to talk about.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right.
Yahoo! All right. So that's it for TDD Season 7 for most of us peons. This week we've got the, what do you call them, the awards going out, so go ahead and vote for those. Next week we'll be doing a wrap-up, talking about all the teams, talking about general seasonal performance, and after that we will be going into quarterfinals, which are not quite decided yet, but we're doing a new playoffs situation. Actually, we're actually doing 2 different formats this season. The first being 4 people from Timer, so we have slightly different seating going into the bracket, and also instead of 3 separate teams that you can bring, it's just going to be 1 team. So information game is going to be very, very interesting this season going into playoffs.
To be clear, there is a week off between the end of the season and playoffs.
Next week is wrap up and awards. Week after that, we're going into quarters. So we'll see you then. I've been Technoid. This has been Hamster Wings. And thank you for joining TDD Season 7. I think Friendball was honestly such a fun addition to this season. It was really nice to see. Honestly, I mean, it was nice. One of the biggest things it offered for me is the ability to run seasons with odd numbers of players, which is not something we've been able to do before. Or no, it still has to be even, but it just doesn't have to be a multiple of 4 anymore. It can now be a multiple of 2, which is nice. But okay, we will see you all next week. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.